Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Devin Thomas back with another episode of Unscripted. Today's the big week, or I guess tomorrow's the big day, rather. Finally hitting the fucking road to old Ireland. But before we get into that, I'll recap the week. This week was nice, Thanksgiving, slow time of the year. You're just chilling, family, relaxing. I really, this was either the laziest week of my life or the busiest week of my life, because I feel like between just chilling, anticipating the holiday, and then just like getting ready to fucking travel internationally, it was a hot mess. I'll tell you what, it was all over. On top of that, like fucking, I wait till the last minute of course, to pack. And it's Black Friday, right after Thanksgiving. The stores are fucking a madhouse. And here I am just trying to get like a travel toothbrush and some fucking, I don't know, whatever, toiletries and shit. And much more than that, honestly. I've been fucking, I don't know. I bought a ton of shit for the trip. I'm stoked. It's going to be good. I'm trying to think what else I did this week. So yeah, this week was, it was pretty laid back, really chilled. Like I said, was out fucking shopping, getting stuff for the trip. Spent the holiday at my parents' house. I guess before that, I should back up. What did I do? I baked fat, for the holiday. Baked a huge apple pie, with Christine and Stevie's help, of course. They helped me actually get like the fucking, like the dough is so thin and big. I have to like have them like, we have like a system where we get it into the cast iron pan and we like build up the walls and like, I don't know. Anyways, it's a process, but like, it was honestly, it's like picturesque. I should post a fucking picture of it. It was like the nicest apple pie I've ever made. And that was kind of like the big contribution I made, because I don't like cook the main courses. I don't do the entrees. But yeah, so we did that. And then when we got to my parents' house, I actually like made these like homemade biscuits with Stevie and Christine as well. And my mom helped too. But yeah, it was funny. It was a really, really low key Thanksgiving, which was really nice. Honestly, it was just our family. And then my grandma came through, my noni, sweetest lady ever. And she had a great time too. It was cool. We played a little like Go Fish, hanging around the table before dinner, and she loved it. She's like in her 80s and she had a great time, just like kind of, playing card games. And she's a very sprightly 84-year-old. But besides the point, hung out, ate, and after that we played poker for like an hour or two, and it was just fun. It was really good. Also, we watched The Wizard of Oz. It was a cool week. We really just chilled. We watched The Wizard of Oz, the OG Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, whatever the fuck it's called. I think it's Charlie. But yeah, it was super low key. It was super chill. Yeah, and that was that. I don't even remember what I did this week. I feel like an idiot. Just hung out. I think it was kind of a blur between just getting ready to leave, worked on some other stuff, a lot of work, did a little camera here and there, but mostly just fucking, yeah, worked on this website we've been working on. What else did I do? Played some fucking Fortnite. I don't know. Took a lot of walks. Just tried to stay healthy. Fuck, it was a long week. And I can't believe tomorrow I'm fucking leaving. Like, straight up. Like, I know it's obviously the reality is set in, but like tomorrow it's like, fuck, like I'm getting on a plane. I'm going all the way across the world. So it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be super fucking cool. Excited. I don't really get travel anxiety. I think it's just, it's new, I'm actually more excited than anything. I fucking don't have any anxiety. Just excited to go. And also like the official route isn't just like, okay, so I'm like SFO to Dublin, right? I'll get into the trip. It's what's really on my fucking mind. SFO to Dublin, right? And then I think first few days are chilling. We might go to Belfast, maybe not. We get there. So it's technically another country. It'd be like United Kingdom, Belfast, that whole region of like Northern Ireland. What else? We're flying to Edinburgh from Dublin. I think we're going to do a day trip. Maybe we're flying in at night. I can't remember. Anthony had it lined up. Flying back to Dublin after that. Dublin to London. I think a night in London, and then London to Prague on like a late flight. Getting to Prague late or early. I don't know. Fuck. Going between time zones. I think 2 days in Prague. Or maybe like 2 full days in Prague. And then back to Dublin. Back to Wexford. Wexford back to Dublin. And I'm out. So it's going to be a busy fucking trip. But I'm super stoked. And it's over the course of 12 days. This isn't back to back to back. We have some other cool shit planned too. Anthony, my buddy that I'm staying with, he has a like a gym that he goes to, and he plays in like a basketball league. And he was telling me that they're throwing like a going away party for him. So he's playing in a tournament. And then on top of that, there's going to be a going away party celebrating him to some extent, because it's like, this is like the last hurrah. That's why I'm going. Like, he's like, hey dude, if you're going to come, like, it's fucking, this is the opportunity. Now's the time to come. And anyway, it's going to be cool. So I'm going to get to go to this, like, look, there's like the Irish, like backpack, or not even backpack, like the Irish, like fucking tour guide tour. And then there's like the locals route. And like, I feel like I'm getting to see the locals route, which is probably going to be the coolest way to see a country, in my opinion, you know? Anthony's dad's from Ireland as well. And yeah, it's like they're true, you know, true Irish, to say the least. So it'll be really cool. I'm super excited to see it. This is my first time traveling internationally as well, aside from like Mexico. I think I talked about it on the pod last week, but like, it's going to be a fucking complete culture shock for me. I'm not even sure what to expect. Like, I've read plenty about Ireland. I've read plenty about these other countries, Scotland, England, Prague, or Czech Republic rather. And I don't know. It's just going to be, it's going to be cool. I'm super fucking excited. Also, shout out Mark Noble. He's going to be meeting me at the airport. Well, not meeting, but like we're going to be meeting up when we get to SFO. He's also coming with on the trip. He's Anthony's buddy. I haven't met him in person, but we've talked on FaceTime and shit. It's just going to be cool. You know, I think it's a right group, good group of people. It's going to be a fucking great time. I think everybody's on the same page for like expectations of what we want to do. So it's going to be fucking fun. Yeah. And that flight's like 10 hours, maybe 11 hours. I'm not sure. I don't even really care at this point. I'm going to probably fall fucking asleep. I'm tired as fuck right now. You can probably hear it. And it's only like 8:30, but dude, I've just been out all day. Like I literally was trying on clothes, doing this, doing that. It's all over fucking the peninsula, just trying to get my, shit in order, you know, and it ended up being a day. And I'm tired, but look, the reason I'm not shooting this Monday morning when I usually am like hyped up, like cracked out on like caffeine, just like, you know, going unscripted mode is because I fucking don't think I'm going to have time tomorrow morning to like edit the pod, put it all together and deliver it. So I thought, fuck it, Sunday night, let me hop on here. Let me do what I do, fucking talk, and yeah, just get it done ahead of time because tomorrow's going to be busy. I actually was like, I thought the flight left at 6:30 and then Mark texted the group chat and was like, hey, 5:20 is when the flight like leaves, right? And I was just like, holy fuck, 5:20? I was like literally like telling everybody like, hey, like you can drop me off like, you know, at whatever, like 3:30. It said like be there at like 3 hours before. 4:30 the gate closes, I think, and then fucking 5:20 you're in the air. So like I'm glad I didn't fuck this up. Otherwise I would have been, you know, stuck at the fucking airport like an idiot. So thank you, Mark, for reminding me as well. Anyways, really looking forward to it. Also, this is funny. Sorry, I'm just thinking of all sorts of fucking thoughts. Anthony's dad's going to play like Santa. Or not play, I guess he's going to portray Santa. I guess play, whatever you want to fucking call it. He's acting as Santa at this local event. Fuck, I'm not even quite sure. Is it the local potluck or is it the fucking gym party? Doesn't matter. He's going to play old Saint Nick, and I cannot wait to see Papa Reddy dressed up in this outfit. He's going to be a great, great Santa Claus. So looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to everything and to being open to new experiences and possibilities. I think it's going to be a great fucking trip. I have no expectations, but my expectations are it's going to be good. Is that good enough? It's broad, but it's just how I feel. It's going to be great. Not even good. Anyways, very excited, very ready, but also fucking completely unprepared, but prepared. I'll be good. I'll be fine. So this week when I was chilling, I also watched a few other things. It just so happens that Nelk Boys have like an Ireland, I guess, travel vlog. They go there, they meet up with like McGregor. It's crazy. Like it was like 9 months ago, maybe 7 months ago they released it. It was for St. Patty's, so I want to say 7 months ago. But it was wild, and I wasn't even looking for this because I'd seen them like post on social like a new vlog in like China or Japan. And like, to be honest, like that's like kind of a part of the world I've been really interested in visiting. It's like South Korea, Japan, Hong Kong for sure. I've been watching a lot of Mike OK. I don't know if you guys watch Mike OK on YouTube, but Mike OK does like a travel vlog and he does crazy shit. Like he goes to North Korea, he'll backpack through Afghanistan, but it's really good because you get to see like the country from, I was talking about the local route with Anthony, but you get to see the country from a way you just would never see it. And even some of his shit, like showing China, like I feel like there's been so much propaganda about what other countries are like, or like that, you know, other countries are sketch, or like the implications that like you just wouldn't want to go there for like, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but that's what I feel like the general sentiment towards like countries like China is like, oh, China's government sketch. Is like, maybe, but like who gives a fuck? Like they don't care about you. You're going there to fucking vacation, you know, they don't give a fuck. You know, that's so besides the point. But Mike OK has shown so much of like the world that I'm like, fuck, like, you know, people are people. It's like, I don't know. It's a different perspective. And like watching even his videos in particular are very different than what I was going to say about the Nelk Boys. But on that note, if you haven't seen Mike OK, go check him out, because he'll open your mind to like what it's like to like, he travels, like he'll like hitchhike through China is I guess what I'm saying. And like, he'll get picked up by police, and police are very nice. Like everything's, it changed my opinion completely about what other countries are like from the perspective of like traveling and just, he goes like, he wings it. This guy is from, I believe, England. He learns some languages or learns enough to get through, but like he's truly out there on his own. And it's just the generosity of people, the curiosity of people as well. People don't care. They just want to, they see somebody who looks different or is different from a different country, and they're just excited. And that's like, it actually like even makes me think about the trip coming up. Like, yeah, I think people just, people are people. Everyone's going to be nice. It's going to be good. Like, it sounds like I have social anxiety. It's not the case. What I'm saying is that I haven't traveled abroad. So like my expectations are like, oh, I don't know, people are going to act like an American or something like that. And I know it sounds probably ridiculous, but you never know. And I don't know, be interesting. But anyways, watching the Nelk Boys videos don't make me think anything bad is going to happen, because their videos are just like a good fucking time. And it was funny. I saw the Asia ones, but like the first one I clicked, obviously it said like their one before this one was like Ireland. I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, let's see it. And it looked like a wild time. Looked great. Looked really fun. People were so nice. I'm super excited. And then their other fucking vlogs just have, I guess the point I'm trying to get to here is that their vlogs were travel vlogs, their most recent 3. And I was like, well, fuck, this is like perfect timing, because I got to, I guess I do watch a lot of travel vlogging that I think about. It's not like my regular like viewership that I contribute time to, but yeah, between Mike OK and these Nelk Boy videos, I felt like I was like fucking ready to travel. I got the bug for sure. So it's interesting. And both of them, they do good content. Nelk Boy's a little bit more wild. I think if you know their brand, you know their brand. They're good. But it's more of like a good time. Mike OK is really like, he's having a good time. Like he'll go and take shots and drink beers and like have a, fucking a night out, smoke some darts, but it's just different. It's a solo traveler. I guess that's why it's different. Like sometimes this guy also, he'll like just go and try and camp somewhere in the middle of fucking nowhere, like on the side of the road. And like, once again, like police will roll up or locals will come up and be like, speaking language, be like, you can't like, fucking do this. And they'll invite him into their house. And he just gets into the craziest situation. So I don't know. Anyways, excited to travel, excited for this fucking flight. Excited to see the homie Anthony, Papa Reddy, and Mark. It's all coming up quick. Fucking, we're in the fucking final countdown. I'll tell you what. In preparation for the trip, I did watch some movies. I kind of more casually, I'll start with these. I've talked about these movies before, so I'm not going to dive too deep into them, but I casually watched Hostel 1 and 2. Stevie's like, fuck it, you're going. Like, they're some of our favorite movies. We've seen them enough times where I'm like, I can fucking hear the movie and I know what scene it is or what part. But anyways, we reviewed them. We watched them again. And while we were watching, it was just so funny because I've been watching like Prague, like walking tours and videos and drone shit too. And it was just so obviously Prague, or like places around the area. I even found like some of the fucking like locations and shit that were like outside the city, just because I was like, okay, like what could I see if I was there? And it's not even like, if I do see it, great. But there's a little novelty in it for sure. And it was just funny. A lot of it was shot like even hours outside of town in like the rest of Czech, or the greater Prague area. I don't even know what to call it. And I'm out of my element with that, but it was just funny. It's funny because like what you could see that was shot in Prague, it was so obvious. And some of the things that are like desolate locations are like, well, it's actually shot like here. It's really just like a park that looks like it's empty and blah, 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 right? But anyways, it was interesting. Those movies hold up too. They're classic horrors, thriller, whatever you want to call it. I think it's a horror thriller, torture porn, gore, whatever. It's funny. Maybe I shouldn't have watched them before I went, because they're all about getting like abducted and murdered, specifically American people, but nah. That's going to be fine. They were honestly like, I watch them, like, I wouldn't call them comfort movies, but like I've seen them so many times. I'm like, yeah, like fuck it, throw it on. It's a chill out. But yeah, they held up. Always good. Really, it was a way more casual view, but like still like, it was fun to watch. I mean, I could probably watch them again. Anyways, yeah, Stevie and I love them. We watched the fuck out of those. And then it wasn't on streaming, so I had to buy it, but this movie was on Tubi, I think the first time I saw it. And not the first time, but like one of the times I saw it recently. And the movie Once, John Carney's Once, 2007. It was a movie I wanted to watch again because it did take place in Dublin. But this time, and I talked about watching it on the pod last week, but I actually watched it this weekend. Dude, it's such an amazing movie. It's like what I was talking about. The reason I was talking about it last week was that, like, I said any movie could be made for a super format wise doesn't matter. It could be an affordable format, it could be the fucking most expensive IMAX camera, it doesn't matter. But this movie in particular was shot so lo-fi, so low budget, and it was so good. Like, even watching it this time, I was like, fuck, like, it goes by quick. It's a full narrative. It almost feels like it's just happening. It doesn't even feel like a fucking script. Like, it's just that good. And the actors are like, they're non-actors. Glenn Hansard and Marketa Erglova. I believe she's actually, was she Polish or Ukrainian? I can't remember. She might have been from Czech, actually, in the film. I got to double check on that. But the premise of the movie is that these two meet, and they end up becoming like, he kind of likes her. There's like this love affair going on between them, but she's like a single mom with a kid, and he sees her life and she sees his, and it's almost like they have a romance where they never like get intimate physically, but it's just a beautiful story. They make music together, which is a very intimate thing to do. And he kind of figures out a way to get out of the, rock and a hard place he's in, but also like where he's preventing himself from like just following through on what he wants to really do, which is like, pursue his music dream. And it's incredible. The movie did win an Oscar for it, or win an Oscar rather, for the original song in the film. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Like, it's timeless. Really, really fucking great movie. It's just one of those movies that like makes you want to make a movie. I say that every time I fucking watch it. I'm like, God, it just makes me want to go out and make something. And that's the best. Like, honestly, that's probably the best compliment I could give to a movie, is that it doesn't scare me that I couldn't make something that good, but it inspires me that I'm like, fuck, like I only wish I could make something that fucking good, or make somebody feel the way that movie made me feel, or make myself feel the way that movie made me feel. And that's the power of this. I've said it even last week. I've said it a few times, I think, about this movie. Maybe it was last week. I feel like I'm tired, guys. But this movie, it could have been shot, like I said, on a tin can. It wouldn't matter. It could have been shot on anything. The story was fucking there. The actors were great. They were born to fucking play these roles. It's a beautiful fucking movie. Once, 2007, John Carney, Glenn Hansard, Marketa Erglova. Go watch it. Buy it. It's like $5. You'd be giving the money to the right fucking cause in this case. And I know John Carney made Begin Again, another one of my, I wouldn't call it my favorite, but it's, it's grown to be a movie. Like, I just fucking, if it's on streaming, I'm like, easy choice. It's got Keira Knightley, Mark Ruffalo, James Corden, Adam Levine, believe it or not. He plays as an actor in it, Maroon 5 singer. Really fucking great movie. And I got to watch more of John Carney stuff. He's got another movie, I think it's called Sing Street on Netflix. I've never seen it, but I bet you it's fucking great just based off the two movies I've seen of his alone. Fantastic. And I'm assuming an Irish director or Irishman himself. So it was really sweet to see it before I go. Also, like, I've been watching like videos of like Dublin and stuff. Like, there's like street tours, people walking with their iPhone on like a gimbal. It's just so lively. And the music scene seems like really, like, obviously it's like bar scene, but like, it seems like it's lively with music and stuff. And like this guy, like, it's just like, he nailed it. Like, even watching these YouTube fucking like videos, I was like, John Carney captured his, like, I'm assuming his home of Dublin so well. And I'm going to find out and experience it firsthand very soon. So that was a movie I thought was important to watch before I went, because it's probably the most, the most watched Irish film I watch, if that makes sense. I mean, aside from like The Potters, which I don't consider them Irish films particularly, I'd say they're definitely British, but there's Irish people in it. And I guess those are Hollywood movies. In comparison, this is like a true Irish film, Irish independent cinema. Yeah. Anyways, once, go watch it. I couldn't recommend it more. Clearly, I fucking, I adore the movie. Anyways, another movie I watched this week, which this was like, I think I didn't even put it on the list, but Stranger Things 5. I'll talk about this real quick. Stranger Things 5. It's good. My one critique, okay, let's just talk about the good. Characters, love them. I think the growth of the characters is good. Love how Dustin has got this like grief issue where he's got a chip on his shoulder. Relatable, realistic. Everything's fine. And even the Vecna storyline with Henry, it's all good. And no spoilers. You watch it. The one thing I don't like is the writing on the script. Like, some of the dialogue is just cornball. Like, it's just shit. Maybe it's because it's the 5th season. They're finally like, hey, like, let the fucking writers that wanted to get like their name on the show right. Happens all the time on shows where they're like, hey, let everyone who like has been helping us the whole time like get their 15 minutes. And it's not even a big critique. I'm sure the Duffer Brothers oversee everything. Netflix makes sure they're not greenlighting a script they don't like or that they don't agree with. But yeah, the scripts are the story's there. There's no issue with the story. I don't want to critique the actual story. It's good. Some of the dialogue just feels like a little disingenuous to the characters and how they actually talk. It's very them, but it feels like a caricature of them. There's also like, I think his name's Finn Wolfhard. I don't think he's a bad actor at all. I've actually seen his movie he directed with his buddy, Hell of a Summer. Pretty damn good. I liked it for what it's worth. And congrats on that, dude. But I felt like it was either because of the way it was produced or scheduling. Some of the dialogue felt a little like mechanical, and it wasn't even a critique on his acting as much as it just felt like I personally blame the writing. It just felt like delivering information. Like, he didn't give him a lot to work with because he was just kind of like, I say this all the time. When you're directing, you want to show, don't tell. You know, we need to just see what the character's doing, and we don't need to hear them say everything. Like, you don't want to do over like, what is it called? You don't want to do a voiceover that explains everything. That's usually pretty corny, and it's usually like a bad writing because you're just explaining to the audience when they should be like experiencing and trying to figure it out themselves. Christopher Nolan's not doing like voiceovers unless it's like Alfred, like talking about a scene, like, you know, there was a blah, 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 like a man, da, da, da. He talks about Bane that flashes to Bane. That's different. That's tasteful. It's artistic. It's art house. This show doesn't necessarily do that, but in Stranger Things 5, they do a lot of like verbal explanation of things like, if this thing is doing that, that means this is that. And it's like, it's good. It needs to be clear to the audience, but it's also like, I think you guys are a little better than this. And that's my one critique. Otherwise, I loved it. I had no beef with it. Okay, one more thing. I guess why the dialogue sounds like that. It's also like, it's like an action season. I really like that. But I think the reason the dialogue sounds like that is that it's like last season dialogue. There's a scene where Lucas is talking to the Sadie Sink character. Her name's escaping me at the moment, but he's in the hospital and he's talking to her, and his dialogue is just like, you know, if I know anything, like throughout all of our battles and all these things, is that it's never that easy. I'm like, well, okay, like you're only saying that now because it's the last season. Otherwise, it's like, it's just because it's the last season. It's epic for sure, but it's like, can't he just talk like, you know, like blah, 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 blah. He doesn't need to make it so obvious. Like, after all of our fucking encounters, after all of our battles with Vecna, after all of our battles with the Mind Flayer, it's just, I don't know. It just seemed like a little mechanical. And like, the actors are fine. The kids are great. There's not one person in the show where I'm like, oh my God, like, no, it's not that. It's a critique more on the writing. And in my opinion, that's fine. But dialogue in particular, and most of it's good. I'm nitpicking. And I think it's because there's so much hype that it's like taking so long or whatever. And I don't know. But anyways, love Stranger Things 5. We binged it. I think we watched it after Thanksgiving. Came home and we just knocked it out. But it was good, and I'll probably watch it again. Maybe I'll watch it on the plane or something just to kill some hours. But I went to my bed after and I was fucking chilling. And I just like was restless. So I was like, I was like going and looking shit up. I was just preparing for the trip. And I threw on Superhero Movie, 2008. This is by Craig Mazin. The same guy who made like the Chernobyl series. He also did The Last of Us, I believe, or like produced. I don't remember, but he was involved. HBO guy now. Anyways, this movie stars Drake Bell, Leslie Mann, bunch of other actors. Simon Rex was in it. It was super funny to see him. And anyways, if you haven't seen it, Superhero Movie 2008, ridiculously funny. I hadn't watched a spoof movie like this in a long time. And I remember when it came out. I didn't remember the jokes. I didn't remember like all the beats, but it's basically, he's like called the Dragonfly. Drake Bell plays like a kid, like a Peter Parker type, who instead of getting bit by a fucking spider, gets bit by a dragonfly and becomes this superhero called the Dragonfly. Similar to Peter Parker's story in the first Spider-Man with the Green Goblin, that same, you know, plot with all the other superhero movie references from the time put into it. And it was just so funny. Same guys like Wayans Brothers probably, or whoever was behind those Scary Movies, Epic Movie, all that shit. Same production team. You can tell, same actors to some extent. Kevin Hart was in it. There was like, it was fucking, you know, that usual suspects for a film like that at the time. Man, I remember loving these movies. Like, especially like the Scary Movies. Those were the ones, like Scary Movie 3 is the first Scary Movie I think I actually saw, because I was pretty young when the OGs came out. But I remember seeing Scary Movie 3 and being like, wow, like this is so fucking funny. Like, and this is before YouTube. This is before social media, where like jokes were accessible through films or like comics or even books. I sound like an old man saying this, but like you'd have to get like a joke book or like I call them bathroom books, where they are just like for entertainment, like a Calvin and Hobbes or fucking like a comic strip book. Or you'd have to get a funny movie if you really wanted to laugh. And it's just so funny now, like looking back. It's just, yeah. These movies they're not politically correct They're definitely ridiculous. Like they're just over the top, but like they're so well made. It's because they had like a budget. They didn't fucking hold back. They were, I guess they were just like, it was, I don't know. I guess it came out at a time when it was like, there was a high value on like the joke and comedy and like accessibility. Like I say, I guess it's an accessibility thing. Now you can go on YouTube or fucking TikTok. You watch a bunch of funny shit like for fucking hours. At the time, it was like, oh, like these guys made a really funny scene. There's a really funny joke and they hold up for sure. With superhero movie, it was definitely, I think like it kind of came out at a time a lot of these movies that were coming out or had come out. So I think there was like audience fatigue. But if this was the only movie they made, like say superhero movie was a scary movie of its time, dude, it would have fucking killed at the box office. It would have just been like the biggest fucking funniest movie ever. Also like Drake Bell, he's at his ups and downs, but you know, for what it's worth, this was his best work. Like outside of like Drake and Josh, and it was just, dude, it was so fucking funny. He was really funny. He should have stuck with comedy, you know. And maybe he will. I don't know. Who knows if he'll return to the screen? I think he has or will. Who knows? But this was definitely like his like peak like time, and I really capitalized on it. Very funny. Leslie Nielsen, extremely fucking funny. He's the guy from the Naked Gun movies, Airplane. He is so fucking funny in this movie. He never misses. This guy, like, he's dead now. R.I.P. But man, he was just fucking funny. I don't know how to explain it. He had that fucking X factor. The guy just had it. Everything he says in the movie is so like, it's so plain and basic, but he's so goddamn funny. He really made the movie. And like him and Drake Bell and Kevin Hart, they have a good like little dynamic throughout the film. Also, Kevin Hart's like, he's got to be like 6 years older than Drake Bell, but he's playing a high schooler who's like his best friend. It's just so ridiculous. But yeah, I was literally telling Christine and Stevie, I was laughing out loud, like fucking De Niro and Cape Fear in my room, just in bed. Like I felt like a fucking literally like a crazy person. And then like the next night, Christine saw it and she's like, oh, who was watching this? I was like, I was. Like, honestly, like fucking throw it on. And we all watched it and we all laughed so hard. Some of the references are dated. Like they were talking about like cell phone plans, like top 5. And like, it was so ridiculous. It was nostalgic, but also just really, really fucking funny. So anyways, if you're looking for something to just make you laugh, it's like, I don't know, it's even like an 88-minute movie. It was a low commitment and fucking nonstop laughs. It just cut to the next thing. It was perfect. Oh, also Shooter McGavin's in it. Christopher McDonald. And he's just so fucking funny. It was honestly just fucking, it's like also like listen to the names I'm saying. This is a stacked fucking cast. You couldn't get this cast now. Also Jeffrey Tambor. I feel like that I've talked about this before. I feel like movies cheap out on cast. Now they're like, we'll get one famous person and a bunch of small actors. Or not even small. I don't want to say small, but lesser known. Okay. You know, I don't want to make anyone feel small. Get some lesser known people in here and keep the budget low. But it's like, you know, it's super important to make sure every scene is memorable with a face. And I don't mean we can't have new talent, but I mean like make sure you get somebody who's hot or like somebody who's like, you know, got some presence. Even if it's a small thing, it makes a big deal. It makes scenes more like memorable. You're like, oh, remember so-and-so that scene, whatever, with those people, or remember that one scene. I don't know, just something to think about. Overall though, the movie was fucking stacked, super funny. Haven't laughed that hard in a while. Just like a fucking comedy. And yeah, it's just a feel good, laugh out loud type movie. Spoof, comedy, whatever you want to call it, parody. They nailed it. They always do. Anyways, it's getting late. I'm going to fucking chill, get ready for this flight, make sure I triple check everything, make sure I don't end up in the wrong fucking destination, you know, knowing me, I might. Anyways, I'll be podcasting from fucking Ireland. Maybe these other countries as well. I'm going to see what I can do. I might even just, you know, use my phone and not vlog, but like capture some of the moments and try and incorporate that into the next few episodes. Maybe something different for everybody, or I don't know, maybe even just cut that separately and put it on my YouTube if you guys want to see it. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to see a lot really fast, and I don't know, just try and enjoy every moment. Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a good flight. It's going to be a good trip. Can't wait to get to fucking Ireland. It's going to be either an easy night of sleep or it's going to be a long night because, I don't know, like the excitement I'm feeling in my stomach, the nerves, the excitement. It's going to be good. Very excited. All right, guys. Old Devin Thomas needs a fucking break. He needs to go to bed or at least relax and decompress from this long, busy week of fucking getting ready to travel and celebrating Thanksgiving and all the good things at this time of the year. I think next time I talk to you, like I said, I'll be across the pond. And I look forward to it. All right, guys, this is Devin Thomas. I'm Devin Thomas, and this has been another episode of Unscripted. I'll talk to you guys all next week.